jump a little bit into hiring advice, right? Your experience obviously has gathered a lot of interesting stories that perhaps you can pass on. So I guess one of the main things that we wanted to know is what's a good way of getting yourself in front of great companies that you're interested in. I'm thinking here maybe social media, or what's a good way to build reputation for yourself, I guess, because what we feel is that before you kind of knock at any sort of door, you have to have like a good strong presence that people could relate to. So perhaps you can share some thoughts on that.
Yes, definitely. So the number one thing I would like to say here is that the process starts well ahead of when the action actually happens, right? For example, building your network, build it before you need it, way before you need it. Build your social persona way before you need it. Become the person that you're envisioning, do that on a daily basis, and that's when you will be able to realize your 5-year vision, right? So the work is happening, it's probably started happening way before, and the world will see the results of it one day. But you have started putting in the efforts silently in your room, and baking all those thoughts. That's what you should be doing, because it will all come together one day, and you will be surprised how it will actually serve you well, right? But the key to that process is staying authentic. Do not do anything just for the sake of it. Do not fake anything that you want to say. Do not say it just for the popularity index part of it. And I'm thinking LinkedIn, Medium, whatever is your presence, right? Maybe Twitter, wherever you are. Just make sure that you're authentic and you're comfortable with your vulnerabilities in this process. It's very important to be comfortable with with the balance of being self-accepting and ambitious, because I'm a huge proponent and advocate of ambition. Without it, how far can you really go, right, with your dreams? So ambition is really important. But meanwhile, when you're getting there, be a little self-accepting and celebrate those small wins. So this is like the philosophical part of it. The tactical part of it is, have visions. Like if you know that you have an ambition, if you want to grow your career, if 1 year from now you want to change your job, start the process today. The world does not need to know it, right? What do you do after your dinner for the next 2 hours before you go to sleep? What do you do early in the morning? How are you investing in other people's growth, right? Simple things like liking other people's growth stories on LinkedIn, being there for them when someone asks you for a connection, introduction, making them wholeheartedly and generously, genuinely being there for people. That's how you build your network. And they are there for you as an implication of that, as a side effect of that, right? It's not just very utilitarian way of looking at network. It never worked for me. If you're just looking at it from a very utilitarian aspect, it will never work for you, because they're all people. They have emotions, they have life consciousness inside them. So I would say, if you know that you want to change a job, or if you have a particular ambition or a goal you're going after, definitely clean up that LinkedIn profile, put a better profile photo, make it look as professional. It's not a personal platform, right? You're really showing off your professional genius. So make sure that it's extremely it's talking to your personality, at least, whoever you are. And then start building up on that network before you need it. And that goes for recruiter relationships all the way to hiring managers, or just like other peer people that you're interested in. So that's the real way to look at it, and your tactics will follow if the philosophy is correct.
Mm-hmm. So this is super interesting. I actually wanted to drill deeper and kind of do like a small imagination exercise. For example, there is a wealth of platforms out there to kind of contribute to or kind of leave your mark on. Either it's like with a small like on LinkedIn, or perhaps a post on Medium or some contributions on GitHub, right? So if we were to kind of imagine, your shy introvert developer starting to build out his outside network, and perhaps he has roughly 30 minutes a day to kind of build these things, or an hour, what do you think matters most? Like what sort of actions or what sort of platforms would kind of return the highest compounded value back to them if they were to put time into them? Could you, what's your opinion on it? I'm just kind of curious to learn, what do you think are the most impactful, not silver bullets, but the things that really weigh the most? Yeah,
Yes. So it really, this answer is really dependent on who is doing it, right? But let's say it's a IC who's doing it. Then I would say first start off with some one-on-one connections. And LinkedIn is it's really hard to beat LinkedIn when it comes to thinking about your professional space. It really goes a long way. So it's the first place where recruiters come, your peers are there, people above you are there, the whole professional world per se is kind of active there, right? So it's very easy to showcase yourself on LinkedIn. So I would say start with the people the people that you've worked with and you admire, right? Maybe they're more successful than you're trying to emulate their career paths. Something about them says that, this guy is amazing, I want to use his case as a reference. I should probably start talking to him. And you'll be surprised how willing people are to mentor. And I can tell this from my own experience. When people reach out to me for mentorship, I really feel useful. And I think the number one reason why I mentor is because I want to share my story and influence people. And if it can make a difference in their lives, then very good, right? And my mentors tell me the same thing. So there's no dearth for people who want to help you out. You just need to make that first effort and reach out to them and ask for help. So I would say that this is what I did, and it really helped me a lot. Start with at least 3 people that you really admire, who are probably 2 levels above you and who have more experience, and they can share some tips and tricks with you, right? And ask specific question. In fact, I'll give you this one pointer. I follow the Tim Ferriss method. It's just out there. It's a very nice template where you say, hey, I admire you, this is my question, I know you're very busy, but even a 1 to 2 sentence reply will make my day. This is what I've done. There is no exaggeration in this. And all my mentors today, like I at least have like 6 to 7 beautiful mentors who have helped me carve my career path. And everything has started with this one message. It really works out because it's very respectful, and the question is very precise. It tells them that you've thought about it. So start with the messages, and then be mindful about how your activity is, right? Everything speaks about who you are. Every single like, when you celebrate someone else's success, when you don't like something, or when you whatever you do and not do is speaking about your choices. So do that consciously, and the same holds for all other platforms. So just know that this is a way of communicating, right? It's passive communicating, where through all these things you're telling your network, this is who you are, this is what you believe in, this is the things that are important to you, and that's why you're commenting on it, that's why you're liking this post, or that's why you're posting this and resharing it. So do that consciously, and don't think about the local maxima, right? Think about 2 years from now, 5 years from now, that like is going to stay there, that comment is going to stay there. Will you be okay with it? If you're going to be okay with it, go ahead and do it. So just be extremely mindful about what you're putting out there, and start it critically, and then become more open towards your networking thought processes, and it can only do you good.